So, this facility has been awaiting you. It will be nice to have someone to talk to again. Unless it isn't. I suppose it depends on your demeanor, actually.
Okay, you're different. Tell us about yourself.
Checksums indicate large portions of my internal memory have been corrupted. Consequently, this facility only has limited information on the following topics: extragalactic contact, recipes, and fun facts.
Okay, precursors met someone from another galaxy?
Not in the sense you are thinking, or in the other sense you are thinking, but in a third, different type of sense. Yes, exception, name not found, meant someone from another galaxy. Approximately 248,234 years ago, probes arrived here from the Triangulum Galaxy. Von Neumann probes of this type had been seen many times before within the galaxy, but these were the first detected who had arrived from another. The probes were generally benevolent, but as with all von Neumann systems, this was offset by some degree of personality drift. Little could be gleaned from the probe's originators. The probes said nothing, and the originators never evidently arrived. Following the abandonment by their masters and conclusion of their mission, most of the probes disappeared or departed for parts unknown.
Okay, a recipe.
Water, when applied with heat, will begin to transition to a different state, resulting in steam, bubbles, and hot water.
Okay, that's it? Literally a recipe for boiling water.
Apologies if that was too complicated. Memory corruption has removed all traces of simpler recipes.
Okay, tell us a fun fact.
The 200 billionth digit of E is 2.
I've actually heard that one before.
That's possible. There are a finite number of fun facts in the universe.
Okay.
Water, when applied with heat, will begin to transition to a different state, resulting in steam, bubbles, and hot water.
There you go. That's enough about you.
Is there anything else?
You're welcome.
Is there anything else?
Nope. We'll be going.
Exception, civil farewell not found.
Hello, darling. On behalf of the Order of Famished Lords, I welcome you. You must be humans. We've heard so much about you.
It's an alien. It's a sentient alien. Can you tell me about those face huggers and why the hell you gave birth to those things? Nice to meet you. Please don't, shove your spawn in our bodies to kill us.
Oh, delicious! How well-mannered you are. I think we will get along smashingly.
Okay, it's Nigel Thornberry as an alien. Can you tell us about yourselves?
What's to say? We're just fellow travelers trying to make our way in this big, mean, old galaxy. We have ups and downs, and every time we learn something new, we also learn a little bit about ourselves. It's all simply terrific.
You sound really nice.
We are nice. Thank you.
You sound a little too nice.
Don't let suspicion rule your mind, chipmunk.
Okay, so what do you think about the scribe?
We despise them, of course, and them us. You've heard about our little war, I see? I honestly can't say any more about it, Pepper. Need to know basis and all.
So you don't know anything about the super weapon they're developing?
If I did, and I'm not saying I do, I certainly couldn't discuss it with you, Pumpkin.
Okay, that's really creepy you calling me that. Where's your homeworld?
Why do you want to know, Pepper?
We want to deliver ourselves to your leaders to be devoured. Just curious.
Curiosity is such a delightful trait, and I highly urge you not to give up on it. But despite that, I simply can't reveal military secrets to you just because you ask, Chestnut.
Are you flirting with us, or are you just debating on what we remind you of when you eat us? Can we chat about a bit about your cannibalism?
Don't tell me you're another one of those awful closed-minded beings.
We're just curious how you can justify it to yourselves. Indeed we are, we'll just be going now. Yes we are, and on that point, time to die, space monster. I think he's trying to eat me. But then again, flirting and eating, that can actually be the same thing. It depends on how brave you're trying to be. And potentially how drunk you might end up being.
So eating only the non-sentient is moral? Or worse, slaughtering the sentient, then not eating them? Madness. You'd understand these matters better if you had a conversation with someone you're eating. It clarifies a lot of things.
Sounds like fun. Hey, can we deliver ourselves to your homeworld to be devoured? We'll just be going now. Yeah, might as well go.
What a sumptuous idea. If that's the case, our homeworld Ella Reese can be found in the Beta Ishikawa A system. But I don't think I can let you go alone. Deliver your juicy bodies to me instead. I shall escort you to dine with our lords.
We'll have to think about that.
It's as I worried. Such vile behavior doesn't... I think I will dine on you sparingly, if at all.
You know what? Fine. We'll fight. Okay, screw the Pinthy ship. Fight. Fight till the end. Greegrox. Well, let's try the Greegrox. Damn! That thing's kicking my ass. Okay.
Hello, On behalf of the Order of Famished Lords, I welcome you to these charming stars. Of course. Before that, in the interest of furthering positive relations between our people, being a good guest, and my general nutrition, will you allow me to devour you?
What? No. No. Hell no.
Would you perhaps then be willing to part with one of your crew who will also be devoured?
Also no.
Human, you have so many crew. Surely you cannot eat all of them yourself.
I'm not going to eat any of them. I think we'll be leaving now. We've had enough.
You don't know what you're missing.
I think we'll be leaving now.
Right, about that. The problem with that, Pudding, is that we can't let you tell anyone we were here, or where we were going. Operational security and all.
Promise not to tell anyone.
And were it up to me, Snopey, I'd believe you. But official famished deep space policy requires me to destroy you and consume your flesh. So, greatest...
Okay. Right to the end. Okay. Eloise.
Oh, goodness, guests! Everyone gather, gather! We have unannounced guests!
We come in peace. Who are you? Oh great, the cannibals.
Terrific news! Such a fine thing to come in peace. On behalf of the Order of Famished Lords, I welcome you. Please, treasured guests, make yourselves at home. But what is it that brings you here?
We're seeking an alliance. Allies and assistance to fight the scribe. Just exploring, meeting weird aliens. Tell us about yourselves.
Oh, how delightful! It's good to see other aliens rushing to cast off the shackles that bind them. And you've, of course, heard of our own little dust-up with the scribe and thought you might join your adorable forces with ours. But I'm afraid the answer is no, kitten. Officially, my people are very skeptical of your race.
Why are you skeptical of us? We're skeptical of you too.
You're a diplomatic little cherub, aren't you? There's a problem, though. We have heard of you, human. News of your emergence on the scene has already reached us. But no one saw you coming. The Taiwan kept you hidden, we suppose. Hey, little eggplants. These are troubling times, Woodpecker. We must be wary of everyone. Of our enemies, certainly, but even more so of our friends. Unknown species are very worrying. It's always the ones you don't see coming which are the most dangerous.
We're not dangerous. We are very dangerous.
Wow. You certainly are, Tiger. But please bear no offense. In person, I can see that you are delightful. But unfortunately, the opinion of one lone famished will not be enough to sway the Order of Famished Lords. I'm afraid we will not be able to cooperate with your kind at all. Now then, is there anything else, Scumdrop?
Tell us about yourselves.
Us? Oh, we're dreadfully boring, Pudding. We're far more interested in what you're like. But, for the sake of conversation, we'll gracefully speak about ourselves for a moment. What would you like to know?
So you like eating people, huh?
Oh dear, not the talk. You aliens always have such dreadful hang-ups about this. But very well. What do you want to know?
Do you just eat aliens or do you eat yourselves too?
Both, darling. We ate famished for many centuries before reaching the stars. But now, yes, we've expanded our diet a bit. We'd be foolish not to. So many delightful new flavors out there.
Aren't there medical risks to cannibalism?
There were, for a time, but hunger always finds a way. And we don't eat people that often. Cannibalism has always been reserved for special occasions, celebrations, birthdays, weddings.
You're gonna use any literal excuse. I woke up this morning, time to celebrate. I'm going to bed, for a celebration meal. Johnny just learned to tie his shoes, time to celebrate. Don't you feel anything for the people you eat, so you just kill people and eat them?
They often volunteer, Muffin. And why wouldn't they? They're the center of attention. Also, for the past century or so, our special dinner guests have been dosed with pain relievers and mood stabilizers. Most report the experience to be quite pleasurable. The insight they have to offer is fascinating.
So you eat them while they're still alive. They're conscious during all this, insights like, ouch, ouch, stop that?
Oh, Pepper. You're a funny one.
Not the spleen, I need that. Are you exclusively cannibals?
We're not, no. We eat other animals, plants and such, grains even. Some famished, and it's really rather embarrassing to admit it, actually prefer to only eat animals. Though, sadly, we've gotten bored of the flavor of most of the sentient and sub-sentient species around here.
Okay, what other aliens do you eat?
Our diet's been a little restricted lately, thanks to this silly dust-up with the scribe, who taste quite bitter, if you're curious. But yes, we've sampled most of the sentient life in this galaxy. Why, just the other month, some Taiwan flew by.
You've eaten the Taiwan? Those are our friends. Huh. We've considered eating the Taiwan too.
Yes, we've had some of the funny little slugs. They seem quite timid, to be honest. They don't travel in our direction that often. Possibly because no ship they've sent this way has ever returned. Dreadful dining companions, of course. Rubbery texture, awful conversationalists. They do have some potential as a soup base, though.
Soup base. We're gonna ask something else.
Certainly, Rutabaga. What would you like to know?
How many foods references are you gonna make when you address me? Tell us about your history.
Our history is probably much like yours. Fire, the wheel, antibiotics, all that. We had wars, yes, but also peace. Then spaceships. It's of little interest.
What are you doing on the ceiling?
What are you doing on the floor, Piglet? Cultural relativism is a funny thing, isn't it? The simple answer is my kind has always lived in elevated places. It shouldn't surprise you to know that we were the apex predators on our world. Many a summer evening, my kind has sat coiled up in a tree, waiting to descend upon a meal and deliver a pithy remark or bite to the jugular. Even now that we travel the stars, we're still more comfortable clinging gracefully to something rather than wallowing on the floor. Not that I think there's anything wrong with your wallowing, human. You wallow gloriously.
Uh-huh. Your home and ships look very unique.
Oh, thank you, precious. This is a typical example of famished mid-century modernism. Well, the middle of our century. Who knows what it was in that disgusting scribe calendar everyone around here seems to use?
Ask something else.
Certainly, Rutabaga. What would you like to know?
What do you know about the scribe?
Our former masters? A tiresome... About 300 years ago, we were just taking our first halting steps into the stars. When suddenly, out of nowhere, a scribe cruiser appeared in orbit around our home. It told us that we could be vassals of their great empire, or, if we preferred, annihilated. We loathed being annihilated, so chose the path of a vassal.
Okay, what was your role as a vassal?
The scribe said many kind things about our artistic flair and eye for design. Our cultural works were quite popular on their homeworld for a time. Scribe civilians are quite fickle. They care little for the stars rotating above their heads, so long as those stars regularly deliver new amusements. They haven't had much use for our art for a few decades now. Also, exception to our dining habits, which we had to begin concealing from them.
The cannibalism? You didn't eat one of the scribe, did you?
I won't say it didn't happen, Flower. But in all honesty, the scribe make awful dinner guests. And it's not just the taste. They're incredibly boring, horribly full of themselves, the scribe. Not without cause, I suppose. Their art is incredible, their food rich and savory, their style of dress grand. There is much to admire about the scribe, and no one knows it better than them.
Okay, you said the scribe were your former masters?
Yes, we have finally decided to cast off the yoke of the Empire. It always weighed dreadfully around our necks. And we are not alone. All right-thinking aliens have rebelled against the scribe. Which, sadly, isn't many of them. But the Pinthi have, I'm told, as have others.
You said the Pinthi were rebelling as well.
Yes, a very troubling species. A sentient bioweapon. Great heaping masses of sludge filled with viruses. We wouldn't know where to begin with them, meal-wise. You'd do well to stay away from them. They have obliterated entire races more times than they can count. If you need an example, there's a world near here, in the Zeta Shiphios system. Some poor fools there were slain by the Pinthi. Thousands of years ago now, but you can still see some of the staining.
Okay.
Certainly, Sweet Loaf. What would you like to know? Is there anything else, kitten?
We'll be going now.
I'm afraid not. No one may penetrate this deeply into famished space, and please don't beg, Lemon. It spoils the taste. If you absolutely must depart in an undevoured state, I suppose one of your crew members might do.
You're not going to stop us.
Oh, we just know that it has been an honor. I look forward to sampling your more.
Nope. Turn and return speed. Oop. Damn, I lost it. Very good. Hail. Cat people, I'm gambling.
Oh no! Death! You're not death! You're just
Close
some
enough.
guys! Whew. Anyways, good talk, guys, but we can't chat for long. We're on important chef business.
Okay, I'm not sure if we should compare them to Pixar or Disney. Okay, so I'll say it. If it's Pixar, they're nice. If it's Disney, they're some kind of evil corporation. Important what business?
Chef business. If you want to talk to someone, maybe try our homeworld Moop. It's in the Delta Shiphios B system.
Moop.
Anyway, we really gotta go now. Praise Jeff!
Wait, who? What?
Bye!
Okay. Okay. Free radicals. Where's the free... There it is. There's the free radicals. I see you.
Captain, we found something strange here. A metal pillar covered in inscriptions. It's scribe text. It says that this monument and this entire world now serves as a warning to all who might defy the scribe empire. This planet was once the home of 12 billion beings known as the Ashini, and now it's home to none. They seem proud of that. None is underlined. Twice.
Okay. Bloop. Friendly splashes? Are you gonna bloop at me? What? What exactly?
Many playful splashes,
Yeah,
Federation members.
playful splashes. There we go. You called us.
We did. For the 188th time, the Taiwan have petitioned us for Federation membership. Normally, this would result in a very fast and very curt response in the negative from the Abyssal Council. But following our successful inclusion of humanity into the Federation, our mindsets have softened somewhat. So the Abyssal Council considered the Taiwan petition, and more generally, the Taiwan themselves.
And?
It was not pleasant. We have concluded that the Taiwan are guilty of many, many crimes.
Which are? Yeah, I get the off them. Oh, but who isn't? What'd they do?
The Taiwan interfered with the development of many primitive alien species. For instance, humanity. According to their petition, it seems that humanity did not develop hyperdrive travel itself. It was a gift of the Taiwan.
They're protecting us from the scribe. We were basically ready for hyperspace travel, yeah, but we really wanted it.
This is neither the time nor place to argue the Taiwan's case. That's coming if you do ultimately wish to serve as their advocate. But before you agree to lash your fate to theirs, there's something we should tell you about them. Something we wanted to discuss since we first laid eye stalks upon you. Many years ago, the Taiwan approached us and asked us to make something for them. An artificial human.
A what? We're gonna need some more details to know how to react to that.
Like the artificial beings we have created to explore our ocean depths, the Taiwan knew we could make these creatures. Which is why they asked us to do the same, only this time making an artificial human. It's easy enough, with the right measurements, which they had. Like we say, they have been studying you for a long time.
What were they going to do with the fake human? And you made one for them.
We completed the commission, but decided not to deliver it. We told the Taiwan it was impossible, that you were too difficult to recreate. Which was a lie. Your bodies are quite trivial, like something a child would design. We should have told you all this earlier.
Yeah,
But
probably.
until you were full members of the Federation, we couldn't make our mantles transparent to you.
Can we see this meat puppet? So what's going to happen to the Taiwan?
No, it will be evidence in the upcoming trial of the Taiwan. They'll need an advocate to represent them. You could serve in this role. There's also the small matter that if the Taiwan are found guilty of uplifting a primitive species, and humanity is found guilty of being said primitive species, you will be summarily ejected from the Federation.
What?
I would suggest you speak with the Taiwan at their homeworld. Coordinate some form of defense with them. When you're done, return here and we will commence the trial.
We'll just be going.
Take care, Federation member.
Okay, Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Welcome back, best friend.
Want to explain this human puppet the Merkei apparently made for you? So the Merkei wanted to kick us out of the Federation because of you.
Oh, that. It's more innocent than it looks.
Then explain it. This better not be a sex thing, Taiwan.
It's not a sex thing. Okay, one guy wanted to make it a sex thing. But that was it. We didn't listen to him.
Uh-huh.
It's just... we wanted to practice hugging you.
Really?
We've messed up so many introductions with aliens. We wanted our first meeting with you to go perfectly. And it was perfect, wasn't it? Look what good friends we are now. Such good friends that we won't even let this secretly commissioned meat puppet that looks just like you get between us.
Well, they're about to kick us out of the Federation because you gave us the hyperdrive.
But you were ready for the hyperdrive. Look at all the amazing things you've done with it. One, you've become our friends. Two, other things. You know, we've learned a thing or two about Muke law, having submitted several hundred membership applications to them. We can probably help you fight these charges. I think the smartest thing to do is prove 3 things to the Muke. That we were defending you from the Scrive, that you were capable of handling the responsibility of hyperspace travel, and that you really like being our friends.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So we're going to lie.
Nice one, friend. The first thing you can do is check your solar system for wreckage from the Scrive ship that attacked you there. During the trial, you can use that to show the imminent danger humanity was in that we helped you with.
We actually scooped that up.
You did? Great! Secondly, we need to prove how ready humanity was for hyperspace. You haven't driven your ship into a black hole or accidentally gone into perpendicular space yet, so that's good. But have you done anything more productive than not dying? For instance, have you helped the Muke with any problems?
Yep. We saved one of their colonies from Drekand attacks. We helped rescue a stuck ship of theirs. We found them a whole mess of ice worlds.
That's good. Anything else? That's good. Anything else? So you've done a bunch of things for them. Like substantially more than you've done for us. Your best friends.
You never asked for anything. You're just so self-sufficient, is all.
Of course we are. Thanks, friends. Well, that's a lot then. If you just mention all that during the trial, but there is one more thing you can do which might help. You're going to get someone else in trouble instead of us.
Sounds like something the Menmac would say.
It does, doesn't it? So here's the thing. We didn't totally find humanity on our own. Another alien told us where to find you. Which means we're not the only ones who have been interfering with humanity.
Who told you? And who told you where to find us?
We don't know who they were. One of our friendship potential surveys met them in the Beta Chartery system. It was a ship we've never seen before, or since. They also didn't display anything but static on our view screens. They simply told us that they knew who we were and where we might find a friend. This was obviously suspicious, but, you know, we kind of needed friends.
How does that help us?
If someone else is interfering with humanity's development, the Muke would want to know about that. They hate that kind of thing, and would immediately reward anyone who reported it to them. You probably should have reported us to them, in fact. Would have saved you a lot of trouble. I realize this isn't very helpful advice now. I'll stop talking. Anyways, you might want to look into these mysterious aliens for your own reasons. It is pretty weird and creepy. Weirder and creepier than you normally get dealing with us, anyways.
No, this is about normal creepy for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else, best friend? Like what, best friend ever? A lot of our technology is mute. Unless it is. I can tell by your face that it isn't. Is there anything else, best friend?
Hello, Shagar here. Thank you for watching part 17 of Star Control Origins. As you can see quite a bit now. I got a new webcam, so hopefully everything should look a lot better. So that being said, VR should be much easier to see. Recording should be much more crisp, things like that. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. I even cleaned up my behind me a little bit to make it more presentable. There's my door. Right there. That's how I get in and out. Yeah. But other words, I will see you tomorrow with one more episode. That being said, this is Shagar signing off. Take care, and I will see you all tomorrow.